Hello dear students, my name is Rahul Chugh and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Farmers. Today we will going to see some important objective questions from the topic Emulsions, Biphasic liquid dosage form. This is basically part 2 of the video. Part 1 has already been released on my YouTube channel. You can check it from there. So let's get started. So moving on to the very first question of our today's session, and that is which preservative combination provides synergistic antimicrobial protection in emulsions? And the options are propyl paraben, mixture of methyl paraben and propyl paraben, ethyl paraben, या sodium sorbate. So, a mixture of methyl and the propyl parabens provides a broad spectrum preservation against microorganisms and emulsions, which makes them more effective as compared to a single paraben. Methyl paraben targets the fungi or yeast, while propyl paraben targets bacteria. So we can say option B, that is, a mixture of methyl and propyl paraben is a combination that provides synergistic antimicrobial protection in emulsions. Moving on to the next question. Oil water gum ratio for cod liver oil या arachis oil emulsion is, options are 4:2:1, 3:2:1, 2:2:1 या 1:2:1. So fixed oils like cod liver oil या arachis oil requires a classic primary emulsion ratio 4 parts oil, 2 parts water and 1 part gum, typically acacia. This ratio ensures optimal emulsification where the gum acts as an emulsifier to stabilize the oil and water emulsion system. So we can say option A, that is 4:2:1 is the correct answer for this question. Moving on to the next question. Liquid membrane systems are also called. Liquid membrane systems को और क्या कहा जाता है among these four given options? Options are multiple emulsions, aquasomes, virosomes या nanocapsules. So जो liquid membrane systems होते हैं जैसे कि water in oil in water या oil water in oil involves one emulsion dispersed in another which forms a multiple phases. So we can say option A, that is multiple emulsion, is the correct answer for this question. Means liquid membrane systems are also called as multiple emulsions. Moving on to the next question. A soap emulsion for external use is made by using, options are ethyl cellulose, lime cream, starch या acacia. So जो acacia होता है that will going to act as a natural emulsifier forming a stable external emulsions like lotions or creams. So we can say option D, that is acacia is used for making a soap emulsion for external use. So moving on to the next question. Ampholytic synthetic surfactant is, so out of these given four options we have to tell कि इनमें से ampholytic synthetic surfactant कौन सा है. Options are 280, dodecyl pyridinium chloride, sodium stearate, N-dodecyl alanine. So जो N-dodecyl alanine है, it has both acidic and basic group, which makes it ampholytic, and it will going to function as cationic or anionic depending upon the pH. So we can say option D, N-dodecylalanine is a ampholytic synthetic surfactant. Moving on to the next question. A quaternary ammonium compound that is used as a detergent is, so out of the given four options we have to identify कि इनमें से कौन सा डिटर्जेंट के तौर पे यूज किया जा सकता है जो कि एक क्वाटनरी अमोनियम कंपाउंड हो. ऑप्शंस आर SLS, सोडियम लोराइल सल्फेट, सेवलॉन, क्लोरोजाइलेनॉल, सेट्रीमाइड. सो जो सेट्रीमाइड है इट इज यूज्ड एज अ सर्फेक्टेंट विद एंटीमाइक्रोबियल प्रॉपर्टीज and commonly used in shampoos and antiseptic creams. So we can say option D, that is cetrimide is a quaternary ammonium compound that is used as a detergent. Moving on to the next question. The most destabilizing defect in emulsion is, options are creaming, flocculation, cracking, sedimentation. So cracking, which is also called as breaking, is a irreversible breaking of emulsion into separate layers, unlike creaming or flocculation, which are considered to be reversible. So we can say option C, that is cracking, also known as breaking, is the most destabilizing defect in emulsion due to its irreversibility. Moving on to the next question. The emulsifier with the highest HLB value is, now we have to tell out of the given four options किनकी हाईएस्ट HLB वैल्यू है. ऑप्शंस आर PEG 400, that is polyethylene glycol 400, cetrimide, sodium lauryl sulfate, yes pan 80. So sodium lauryl sulfate is an anionic surfactant with an HLB value of around 40, which makes it extremely hydrophilic and ideal for water-in-oil emulsion. While PEG 400 has an HLB value around 12, cetrimide has an HLB value around 15 to 20, and SPANS has 80 has an HLB value around 4.3. So we can see option C, that is sodium lauryl sulfate, is the highest HLB value containing compound out of these given four options. So moving on to the next question. Primary emulsion formula for castor oil is, options are 4:3:1, 3:2:1, 2:2:1 या 4:2:1. So जो castor oil होता है हमारा, being a fixed oil, it will going to require a ratio of 4:2:1 of oil water cum for a primary stable emulsion. So we can say option D, that is 4:2:1, is the correct answer for this question. Moving on to the next question. According to the wedge theory, soaps produce, options are water in oil emulsions, oil in water emulsions, water in water emulsions, oil in water in oil emulsions. So wedge theory suggests that soaps with a large hydrophilic head forms oil in water emulsion due to their geometric alignment. So we can say, according to wedge theory, soaps produce oil in water emulsion, that is option B. Moving on to the next question. Example of a cationic emulsifying agent is, out of the given four options we have to tell इसमें से cationic emulsifying agent कौन सा है. ऑप्शन दिए गए हैं पॉलीजॉर्बेट 80, सेट्रिमाइड, सॉर्बिटन मोनोओलिएट या सोडियम एल्जिनेट. सो जो सेट्रिमाइड है is a quaternary ammonium compound that ionizes to form a positively charged hydrophilic head. This makes it a cationic surfactant, while polysorbate 80 is a non-ionic surfactant, no charge, while sorbitan monooleate is a non-ionic surfactant again used in water in oil emulsions, and in last sodium alginate is an anionic surfactant, carries a negatively charged. So we can say option B, that is cetrimide, is the correct answer of this question. Moving on to the next question. Creams are, options are emulsions, suspensions, ointments, pastes. So creams are typically oil in water or water in oil emulsions, like a vanishing cream or cold cream used for topical applications. So we can say creams are emulsions. So moving on to the next question. Natural emulsifying agent from a vegetable sources. Options are starch, gelatin, egg yolk या wool fat. So जो starch होता है, that is derived from plants, function as a thickening agent or an emulsifying agent. So we can say option A, that is a starch, is a natural emulsifying agent obtained from a vegetable source. Moving on to the next question. Water in oil emulsifier having an HLB range of, जो water in oil emulsifiers होते हैं उनकी HLB range कितनी होती है. ऑप्शन दिए गए हैं 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 7 to 9 या 13 to 16. So HLB values between 3 to 6 indicate affinity for oil, making them suitable for water in oil emulsions. So we can say water in oil emulsifiers requires a low HLB value या hydrophilic lipophilic balance system value around 3 to 6, while oil in water emulsifier need a higher HLB value around 8 to 18. So here in question we have been asked that water in oil emulsifier have an HLB range of around, the correct answer would be option B, that is 3 to 6. Moving on to the next question. Quaternary ammonium compounds are used as, options दिए गए हैं non-ionic emulsifying agent, cationic emulsifying agent, anionic emulsifying agent या natural emulsifying agent. As we see in the previous slides कि quaternary ammonium compounds are used as cationic emulsifying agent, as these compounds carry a positive charge in solution and thus classified as a cationic surfactant. So we can say option B, that is cationic emulsifying agents, is the correct answer of this question. Moving on to the next question. The bottle method is used in the preparation of, options are suspensions, lotions, ointments या emulsions. So we can say the bottle या shake method is a simple way to prepare emulsions by vigorous shaking in a container. So we can say the bottle method is used for the preparation of, option D, that is emulsions. Moving on to the next question. Examples of a cationic emulsifying agent is, out of the given four options we have to tell कि इनमें से cationic emulsifying agent का example कौन सा है. ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं पॉलीऑल सोडियम सल्फोसक्सीनेट, पॉलीऑक्सीइथाइलिन सॉर्बिटन मोनोओलिएट, सेटाइल ट्राइमिथाइल एमोनियम ब्रोमाइड या सोडियम कार्बोक्सी मिथाइल सेल्यूलोज। सो जो सेटाइल ट्राइमिथाइल एमोनियम ब्रोमाइड है, also called as cetrimide, is a quaternary ammonium salt and act as a cationic emulsifier. So we can say option C, that is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, also called as cetrimide, is an example of a cationic emulsifying agent. Moving on to the next question. False statement about emulsion. So out of the given four options we have to tell कि इसमें से एक incorrect या एक false statement with respect to emulsion कौन सी है। Options दिए गए हैं emulsions are finely divided solids dispersed in a liquid continuous phase. Emulsions are two immiscible liquids, one disposed as globules in the other. Emulsions have dispersed and continuous phase. Emulsifying agents form a film around globules to stabilize the emulsion. So we can say the first statement that said emulsions are finely divided solids disposed in liquid continuous phase. This statement basically describes suspension, not emulsion, because emulsion involves liquids, not solids. So we can say option A, that is, emulsions are finely divided solid disposed in a liquid continuous phase, is a false statement with respect to the emulsions. Moving on to the next question, emulsifying agents from a vegetable sources. We have to tell an emulsifying agent among the four given options from a vegetable source. So, acacia gum is a plant derived and is widely used as natural emulsifier, while gelatin is from animal source. Wool fat is also from animally derived or animal source, and methyl cellulose is from synthetic origin. So we can say only option B, that is acacia, is an emulsifying agent that we will going to obtain from a vegetable source. So moving on to the next question, oil water gum ratio for fixed oil emulsions is, options are 4:2:1, 2:2:1, 3:2:1 या 1:2:1. So for fixed oils like Arachis oil, use a 4:2:1 for primary emulsions. So we can say option A, that is 4:2:1, is the correct answer for this question. Moving on to the another question, which of the following statement is not true for the dry gum method? And the options are dry acacia is used, it is a quick process, all apparatus should be dry, या primary emulsions is viscous and creamy. So while acacia in dry gum method must be dry, but the apparatus doesn't need to be completely dry. So this statement is kind of misleading. So we can say option C, that states that all apparatus should be dry, is considered to be not true for dry gum method, while the other statement that states dry acacia is used, it is a quick process, a rapid process, and the primary emulsions is viscous and creamy, is the correct for dry gum method. So moving on to the next question, which of the following is true about agar? Out of the given four options we have to tell कि agar के respect में कौन सी बात सही है. Options are, it is not as a good emulsifying agent as it forms very coarse and viscous emulsion. It is used as an emulsifying agent by preparing 10% mucilage by dissolving it in boiling water and then cooled at 220 degrees Celsius. It is rarely used as an emulsifying agent because it produces very coarse and thick emulsion. Yeah, a stable emulsion can be prepared with gum acacia as an emulsifying agent. So, जो agar है, it is used by preparing 10% mucilage in boiling water, then cooled to form a jelly-like structure which can emulsify oils effectively in some preparations. So we can say option B, that states it is used as an emulsifying agent by preparing 10% mucilage by dissolving it in boiling water and then cooled to 20 degrees Celsius, is a true statement with respect to agar. So moving on to another question, increasing the proportion of the dispersed phase of an emulsion by more than 60% may lead to, options are cracking, frothing, phase inversion, या creaming. So when the internal phase exceeds the critical volume, typically around 60 to 70%, the phase inversion can occur, switching from oil in water to water in oil or vice versa. So we can say option C, that is phase inversion, may occur when we increase the proportion of the dispersed phase of an emulsion by more than 60%. Moving on to another question, which of the following is an emulsifying agent of wool fat? Options are lanolin, wool alcohol, paraffin wax, mineral oil. So wool alcohols are derived from wool fat and functions as an effective emulsifier due to their amphiphilic nature. So we can say option B, that is wool alcohol is an emulsifying agent of wool fat. Moving on to another question. Separation of the dispersed phase of an emulsion into a separate layers is called. Options are cracking, irrigation, thickening, or dispersing. So cracking, that we also known as, it is also called as breaking, is the complete irreversible separation of an emulsion into distinct layers. So we can say option A, that is cracking, is called separation of the dispersed phase of an emulsion into separate layer. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is an example of a reversible process? Options are creaming, cracking, phase inversion, yeah, both B and C. So creaming is a physical separation due to its density difference, but can be redispersed easily, hence it is considered to be reversible, while the other options are considered to be irreversible. So we can say option A, that is creaming, is an example of a reversible process. So moving on to the next question. Which of the following emulsifying agent is from a plant source? Means out of the given four options we have to tell कि इसमें से plant source से originate किया गया या derive किया गया कौन सा emulsifying agent है. Options दिए गए हैं egg yolk, lecithin, lanolin या pectin. So pectin is basically obtained from fruits and it is a plant derived polysaccharide used as a natural emulsifying agent as well as a gelling agent. So we can say option D, that is pectin, is an emulsifying agent that has been derived or obtained from a plant source. Moving on to the next question. The complete separation of two phases in an emulsion is called. Options are creaming, sedimentation, cracking, or leaching. So cracking refers to the irreversible breaking of an emulsion into distinct oil or water layers. So we can say option C, that is cracking, is called the complete separation of two phases in an emulsion. Moving on to the next question. Identify the wrong combination of the HLB system given below. Options are HLB value from 1 to 3.5 belongs to the category of antifoam. HLB value of 3.5 to 8 belongs to the category of water and oil emulsion. HLB value 3 to 5 belongs to the category of wetting agents and spreading agents. And HLB value from 13 to 16 belongs to the category of detergents. Now we have to tell out of these four which is a wrong combination. So wetting agents and spreading agents requires a higher HLB value, that is around 7 to 9, not 3 to 5 that has been mentioned in option C, while low HLB value, that is around 3 to 5, is typically for water and oil emulsifier. So we can say option C, that says HLB value 3 to 5 belongs to the category of wetting agents and spreading agents, is considered to be the wrong combination of the HLB system. Moving on to the final question of our today's session, and that is emulsions made with twins are usually. Options are unstable, water in oil, oil in water, or clear. So twins that are polysorbate surfactants are hydrophilic with high HLB values of around 14 to 17, and high HLB surfactants form oil and water emulsions. So we can say option C, that is oil and water emulsion, is the correct answer for this question. So that's it for the today's session on the topic emulsion, a biphasic liquid dosage form. I hope that these MCQs will going to help you to sharpen your preparation. And yes, don't forget to see the description box. There I have provided a link of a document which basically contains the summary of our today's topic, that is an emulsion biphasic dosage form, in theoretical form. Hope this will going to help you to provide a quick overview of the whole lecture. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit subscribe, like and hit the bell icon for more pharmacy insights. Thank you.